Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Litter Media Live. I'm Mike Smith, along with Aaron Glandon. I should just say I'm Mike Smith, and you're...
I'm Aaron Glandon.
Tell us all about yourself.
That's a loaded question.
That's a loaded question.
What do you want to know?
It would take longer than this show has time, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hours.
Yeah, hours. 23 years it would take, yeah. Aaron is setting in for Dan Ramey, who's off this week, and I guess since Monday's a holiday, he'll be gone until Tuesday. So we'll, Dan, hopefully you're getting your not much deserved rest, but I have a feeling the granddaughter's probably going to wear him out so bad he'll need another vacation when he comes back. But good to have you with us. This is Wednesday, right?
Yes.
You know how close we're getting to the end of this year?
Probably about 4 days.
About 4 days. I'll ask you later in the show. Don't let me forget, because I do this all the time. We'll talk about that later, and then I forget it. Do you have any New Year's resolutions? I don't make them because I try to be resolute every day.
Right.
But we'll talk about that coming up later. Another mild day in the weather, although not as warm as yesterday, was absolutely perfect, aside from the rain. When I came out of the gymnasium after working out, I thought, this is fantastic. And I yelled across the parking lot. I didn't even know who the guy I was talking to. I said, isn't this weather great? And he kind of looked at me like, yeah, I guess.
It was great until I was driving home last night, and it was kind of rainy.
Yeah, I don't like driving in the rain, but you're right. But unseasonably warm weather again for today, although it doesn't last forever. Temperatures will be on a gradual cooling trend over the next few days. Still not too bad considering that normal highs are in the upper 30s to low 40s and normal lows in the mid-20s this time of year. So the National Weather Service map, here's what it looks like for the next few days as far as temperatures. Partly sunny today, Wednesday, a high of 50. Clouds and 46 Thursday for the high, and then we see the dip, 40 as a high on Friday. And if you're planning to go out on New Year's Eve, cloudy skies and an evening low of 32. I think the high that day is in the upper 30s, maybe 40. But if you're going out New Year's Eve night, 32 is probably what you're going to be looking at between 11 and midnight. When we come back, we'll take a look at the topics. We have a little bit of sports. This is kind of a dead time of year for a lot of things. People are on holiday break, not a lot of press releases out. We did talk about that yesterday, but we do have several things to tell you about. And all of that is coming up. And a correction on our sports from yesterday. I had the wrong date. We'll cover our bases on that, no pun intended, when we come back here on Litter Media Live. Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor for more than 4 decades. Not only in the Scioto Valley, as we said yesterday, spreading their wings to other counties, to western Ohio, southwest Ohio, up in the Columbus area and north. A lot of not only construction projects, you'll see their signage because they're doing the contract work, but also, don't forget, residential, which includes customers like me for a number of years. Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. News coming up.
Our financial lives have never been more complex, and some decisions just can't wait, which is why our K&B Mobility app gives you instant access to the financial tools you need wherever you are. Get a clear picture of all of your accounts, check your daily transactions, receive account alerts, and much more. So no matter where you are or what you are doing, you can make the best decisions for you and your financial goals. Download our Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
If you can't give true love to me, I'll understand. Just
it's only worth it if you enjoy it. Michelob Ultra.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Mike Smith and Aaron Glandon back with you. We just determined that our loved ones are trying to kill us with food that we say we don't need that, and they keep buying it for Christmas. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, maybe we'll talk about that later, too.
Our vices.
Yes, sir. Some of the headlines for today. First day hikes are family-friendly events that cater to all ages and abilities. From wooded trails to lakefront paths, these hikes are an excellent way to reconnect with nature and spend quality time making lasting memories with family and friends. Some locations will feature naturalist-led guided tours, providing insights into the natural and cultural history of the area. Now, first day hikes will take place, on January 1st, but in our area, 13 locations, 12 of them are state parks and 1 state nature preserve. Now, when I say in our area, this is within driving range, but the closest to us include Lake Hope State Park, Shawnee State Park, and Paint Creek Lake State Park. So check that out. If you like hiking in cooler weather, then check that out. And our website, by the way, has links to how you can find out other locations in and around Ohio. The Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Scioto Valley Chapter, has shared their 2023 Impact Report with the community. Among some of their accomplishments in 2023 has been distributing 570 Bibles. They've impacted over 750 youth at the Field of Faith event, directly reaching over 350 students there, and they saw 115 faith decisions during the year. Now, the chapter represents 7 counties, which are Ross, Pickaway, Pike, Fayette, Jackson, Vinton, and Scioto counties. You can go to our website story for further information and how you can help support Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Due to unforeseen sewer maintenance issues, the restrooms at the Mound City Group Visitor Center will be temporarily closed over the next few days. That, of course, is out at Hopewell Culture National Historical Park. They expect to have the issue repaired maybe in a few days. So the park is open, but just beware when you go out there, no potties for right now.
No potties.
No potties. Make plans to join American Legion Post 757 in Chillicothe on New Year's Eve. Far From Angels will be rocking in the year between 8 p.m. and midnight. This is open to the public.
Will you be there?
Won't be able to make it. Got other plans. And also New Year's Eve, Paxton Theater in Bainbridge has a New Year's Eve party going on with 80s and 90s jam band, dancing, trivia. I understand this is right up your alley.
I do like trivia.
And more. It gets underway at 8 p.m. Now, a donation of $10 is suggested, which serves as a fundraiser for the Paxton Theater. I've heard that your parents and your grandmother are trivia. I guess they just travel. They just travel from place to place looking for trivia.
I do like going to the trivias and the Name That Tunes are the places around here.
Yeah. Now, who carries the load with the answer?
My dad.
Okay. I was wondering if Grandma was going to get any credit for that.
Well, with
anything pre-1960, it'd probably be Grandma, right? Yeah. I have not been able to get in on any of those, but that sounds like a lot of fun.
It is pretty fun.
But you have participated.
When I participate, we usually win.
So you're saying you carry them.
I give them that extra boost they need.
I got you. If it's Gen Z questions.
Oh, I know the past.
Past.
I know ancient history.
Yeah, before 1980. What year were you born again?
2000.
Oh, my gosh. Stop it. When we come back, we'll take a look at what's happening in basketball tonight and explain a mistake that I made yesterday on the wrong date previewing games. But we'll get that covered up in just a moment on sports. In the meantime, check out Scioto Valley Dumpsters with any need that you have for cleanup projects in and around your house. They'll bring out the big orange dumpster. Just give them a call for a quote. You can have it for a day. You can have it for a week. Just give them a call, 253-8389. Sports coming up.
Each week, Litter Media presents the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Player of the Week. If you have an athlete to nominate, any amateur athlete is eligible. Simply visit littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. At the end of the year, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Make your nominations now at littermedia.com. Click on Player of the Week.
Dixie Chopper. Speed when you need it. Visit your local Dixie Chopper dealer today or visit dixiechopper.com.
All right, looking at sports. Yesterday on the sports, I was telling you that there were high school boys basketball games last night. Well, when I looked at Max Preps, it said Tuesday the 26th. When I went back last night to check for scores, it had changed to Wednesday the 27th. So I'm throwing myself on the mercy of Max Preps there. But these games are tonight, much of what we told you yesterday. The biggie is Minford at Westfall, Westfall's undefeated. Minford has one loss. Also, Jackson at St. Trace, Adena McLean, Paint Valley at Circleville, Loganome, Athens, Taze Valley, Central Crossing, St. Charles at Lancaster, and Fisher Catholic at Liberty Union. Now, there were some girls basketball games tonight. These are also non-conference. Piketon, Logan Elm, Cold Grove, Southeastern, Adena, South Point. I believe that's at Lucasville Valley High School. It's a tournament they've got going on down there. White Oak, Washington Courthouse, Miami Trace, Greenview. That very likely, those two games could possibly be the McDonald's Classic that they had over at Miami Trace each year. And New Boston will be at Valley. You can find all of these scores on our littermedia.com website scoreboard later tonight. I think Cleveland Cavaliers, they play tonight. They were off last night. The CBJ, they also play tonight. And Browns fans are getting their hands warmed up and ready to go for the game tomorrow night against the Jets. A Browns victory would clinch a playoff berth. They could still get in even if they lose, but there's some things that have to happen.
You mentioned the Blue Jackets. Mm-hmm. Let's see how they do with you mentioning them before they play. Because every time you mention them after they play.
It's after the fact. And I'm willing to start promoting their games ahead of time if it will lead to a victory. I think I saw Cleveland Cavaliers, their record is 17-13 right now. The Boston Celtics have the best record in the NBA. After Christmas Day's win over the Lakers, yahoo! I don't like the Lakers, and I'm a Celtic fan. They're 23-6. There's two or three other teams that are like 22-6, but the Celtics had the best record. When we come back, we'll look at this date in history, taking you back to 1932. My mom, if she were living, let's see, this would be... Well, she was born in 1930, so she would have been 2 when we talk about what we're going to discuss on this date in history when we come back.
At Rathkamp Financial, we provide wealth management services that may ease clients' fears of financial loss and help them retire comfortably. Our greatest satisfaction comes from working with clients for many years and helping them realize their dreams.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
You haven't had vodka soda like this. No one has. Made with the world's smoothest vodka plus real juice. New White Claw Vodka Soda.
And a reminder, it's Wednesday, so it's also Hump Day. Hump Day! I used to do that on the Dan and Mike show on the radio all the time. But it's also Meet the Manager Day at McDonald's. Locations in Circleville, Chillicothe, Waverly, and Greenfield. Every Wednesday from 2 to 5, they invite people wanting a career at McDonald's or a job, short-term, long-term. They've got it both. Come in and meet the manager. Don't even need to make an appointment. Just come in and say, hey, I'd like to talk to the manager about a job. That's 2 to 5 each Wednesday at each one of those McDonald's locations. 4 in Chillicothe, 1 in Circleville, Waverly, and Greenfield. Have you eaten at each one of those McDonald's at some point in your life?
I think so. Yeah, me and my friends used to go to the Greenfield one a lot in high school.
Yes.
Because it was the closest.
Yeah.
And then the Western Avenue McDonald's also, they were about the same distance.
So you and I have both made the grand tour of all of the area McDonald's. McDonald's.
I'm loving it.
All right. This date in history, we take you back to 1932. If you've ever been to New York City, you possibly have either walked by or driven by or maybe even been inside Radio City Music Hall. At the height of the Great Depression, thousands turn out for the opening of Radio City Music Hall, a magnificent Art Deco theater in New York City. Radio City Music Hall was designed as a palace for the people, a place of beauty where ordinary people could see high-quality entertainment. Since its 1932 opening, more than 300 million people have gone to Radio City to enjoy movies, stage shows, concerts, and special events. Went by it when I was there in 2010, but did not go in. I'd love to go in and watch a movie, which they do still show movies. But as far as shows are concerned, it might be most famous for the Rockettes. You've heard of them?
I've heard of them.
Have you seen them?
I have not seen them.
There was a young lady that lived here in our area. I think Dan and I had her on the show, golly, 15 years ago or whatever. And I think she was trying to become a Rockette, or she was going to audition or something like that. But if you've ever seen any video or pictures of the Rockettes, it looks like you have to have long legs and look good in a short skirt, which I would not. I have long legs, but I would not look good in a short skirt, at least to your knowledge. Okay.
I'm fine leaving that.
What were you supposed to remind me of to get me out of this pit here?
Were we talking about New Year's traditions? Is that what it was?
Yes, that was one, but it seemed like something else came up along the way.
How our loved ones are trying to kill us with candy.
Yes. Aaron and I were talking about this during the commercial break. I keep telling my wife, don't get me candy. I love candy. Don't buy me, and she does it every year. I think she's trying to kill me.
And when I lived with my parents, I would tell my mom, don't buy me any pop, because I love to drink it.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to just drink water and coffee. And then my mom kept buying me pop. And then so I didn't want to leave it there, so I would drink it.
Yeah.
And then once it was gone, she would get me more pop.
I know people are screaming at the screen saying, well, show some self-control. When it comes to chocolate candy, I don't have a brain anymore. I just go zombie, and I'm eating it. So I give it away to my friends to try to save my own life. Holiday traditions with you personally or your family?
For New Year's, I always spend it with my friends, and we usually watch a movie and try to sync it up so something happens at midnight. Mm-hmm. So the first time we did that, we did the Death Star in A New Hope. So it would explode at midnight. Mm-hmm. And that's the best one I've seen so far. But this year we're going to do Rocky, so the final bell rings at midnight, because the fight between him and Apollo Creed takes place on New Year's. Uh-huh. So I think that'll be a good way to
that would take some precise timing to get the bell or whatever to go off at exactly midnight.
Yeah. Well, you just find the time stamp on Netflix or whatever it is, and then you just subtract from.
Gotcha. Of course, you got to get the right time zone, I suppose.
Right.
Whatever you're on. When I was a kid, I think, I can't remember what entertainment said you were born old. I think I was born old. I can remember as a kid at New Year's Eve events watching Guy Lombardo and the Royal Canadians as they played Old Lang Syne at midnight. I just always enjoyed that. Some of the channels used to have like a movie, and I'll again show you how weird I was as a small kid. Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers movies. One of the channels would have I think Turner Classic does it now, where they have like every one of the Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers movies back to back to back. And I think my parents went to they went to somebody's house for a party, and I stayed home by myself. I was like 12, And I'm sitting, well, what did you do on New Year? Stayed at home, watched Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers movies. So, yeah, I was born old. And now I just fall asleep before midnight. I can't remember the last time I actually stayed awake to see the ball drop.
I don't like the ball drop. It's kind of boring.
It really is. If you've seen it once,
Watch A New Hope. It's so exciting because the music amps up, and you don't think you timed it right because there's so much build up to Luke firing the proton torpedo, and so you're thinking, oh man, I messed it up, and then it happens and it's glorious.
It's glorious, yeah. If you're looking for a time better or more fun than what Aaron and I are talking about, don't forget Lancaster's big New Year's Eve party. We just gave you a couple of examples of what's going on here in the Chillicothe area, New Year's Eve. But whatever you do, even though it's a few days away, if you're doing your planning, be safe out there and take care of yourself. We want to see you healthy and happy
on January 2nd
in 2024. Speaking of which, January 1st, which is Monday, we will be off for this program because of the holidays, but we'll be back. We'll be here through Friday and then off on Monday, then back, Lord willing, on January 2nd. I believe Dan will come back at that time.
Yeah, you'll be rid of me.
Well, you can always, jump in, and I think we should have 3 of us up here.
Oh, you
we got to
so?
get your name up there. I feel like I'm slighting you.
If there's going to be 3 of us, we need a bigger desk.
Your mother's giving me the stink eye every time I see her. Why isn't my son's name? You know how those proud parents are. Yeah. So that's going to cover it for Wednesday. Tomorrow being Thursday, we do not have our usual noon Litter Media Radio Game of the Week pregame because we're not doing a game this Friday night because of the holidays and Ohio State's playing in the Cotton Bowl. Everybody's going to be glued to that. But we will tell you our athlete of the week, our final athlete of the week for Thursday during this daily program. And then I believe next week we will have the as advertised, the Litter, of course, it's Neil Coleman, Wyandotte Insurance Athlete of the Year, which we take all of the athletes that were weekly winners, and then we will pick an Athlete of the Year out of that group. So that more than likely will be probably next week when we get that taken care of. Anything else you need to add?
Nope.
Okay. Well, seemed like there was something just about ready to come into my brain that I needed to touch on about tomorrow. Earlier this morning, we did talk to J.J. Milliken on a special edition of Litter Media Live. If you didn't get a chance to see it live, you can go back on Facebook and see that. Aaron will load it to YouTube.
It's already on YouTube.
Okay, you can go there now. But we'll have a clip of that interview on our daily program. Some exciting news for the Pickaway ESC, something that they're going to be doing probably for school year 24-25. You'll get a sneak preview of what he's talking about in the interview if you go ahead, but we'll have a clip of that on our daily program tomorrow morning. Until that time, for Aaron Glandon, this is Mike Smith saying have a great Wednesday, everybody, from all of us here at Litter Media Live.